If you chose to say, God or the entity or whoever is controlling me has given me just 6 months remaining, exactly 6 months, and then you're done. How differently would you live your life if you knew that you only had 6 months to live?
Sometimes I get it right, most times I got it wrong. Mistakes are a part of life. Just don't pity yourself for too long. Life is what you make it. Peace like a jigsaw from above. No matter what you do, live it in love.
In football or in sports, when you have halftime, that is the time for you to take a pause, whether you're winning the game or losing the game. It's a time for you to look at what's working and what's not working, and to understand when you go into the third quarter of the game, are you going to go into it with the same strategy or are you going to modify that strategy? That is the first half of your life. And at halftime, you have to understand if you're going to walk around with that puzzle that you've already built for the rest of your life, looking at that picture and saying, well, it is what it is. I am who I am. Or you can understand that you always have the ability to flip the puzzle over. It's the same number of pieces, but on the backside of that jigsaw puzzle is blank. And when it's blank, you can take a pen and you can begin to write in what you want your life to look like. And as you do that, you start to look at the pieces and you start to look at them differently, because now you can design the life that you desire. You have the ability to modify this how you see fit to modify it. As you exit halftime, you reflect, you do an assessment, and as you do that assessment, you gauge, is what I'm doing working for me right now? Is what I'm doing keeping me on the path, or has me on the path to my greatest me? Or do I need to change paths? And if you need to shift, then there becomes a day, a time, a moment where you need to make a decision. And that decision is very simple. This isn't working for me. Do I still wake up every day and just complain that this isn't working for me? Or do I make the very difficult decision to say, I'm going to change. I'm going to go in a different direction. For me, that day came when I sat in the military at 17 years of active duty service, just 3 years shy of getting a pension for the rest of my life. Can I have a greater impact? And maybe my job, my mission, my purpose is just to impact 3 lives. Well, I should figure that out. And that requires sitting and reflecting in the halftime period. As you go after your dream, or after you go after the vision, the goals, the plans, the things that you've broken down into these manageable pieces, there's an assessment that happens quite literally on a daily basis. I do this on a daily basis because my dream is constantly talking to me. And when I'm looking at it and I realize that there's something that can change, there's something that can improve, there's something that can be better, I have a decision to make. Do I make that change or do I not? Simple example is using AI, a music app called Suno. I wrote songs, I put them to music, and Suno has these amazing singers that sing these songs.
Built with love, with grit, with scars, we flip more than
And in the end, I came up with some really good songs that really hit to heart and soul. I could stop at just having the songs, but I'm looking and saying, man, I really want this music playing in the restaurant. So I bought just a boombox and I put it in one place in the restaurant. So now I have speakers in the 4 corners of the restaurant. Did that this morning. And you know the result of that? The result of that was at least 5 people coming up today to ask, where can they get this music from? I know that's a simple example, but that's where greatness comes from. It's walking in and saying, are these seats comfortable enough? Is the lighting good enough? Is the heating, the air conditioning good enough? Whatever that thing is, I change, I iterate on a daily basis. Every successful person that I know is constantly looking for ways to improve on the thing that they're doing. It's what are those micro adjustments that you can make? In order to answer those questions or answer that question, you have to first ask that question. So if you haven't yet asked yourself that question, constant assessment, is this getting me where I want to go? As you ask that question, you analyze it and you either come up with a yes or a no. If the answer is yes, great, stay on that trajectory, stay on that path. If the answer is no, change. Do the thing to change, or you don't do the thing to change. But when you don't do the thing to change, just understand that you're moving backwards. You're either going forward or you're falling back.
watch destiny meet you on your feet.
So many people operate their life as if tomorrow is promised. And the truth is that it's not. The next hour isn't promised. You can have a heart attack. You can have a stroke. You can walk and you can slip on the floor and your time is done. There's something that happens when you add urgency to your life. You can decide, you know what? I'm going to treat the remainder of this year as if it's the last time, the only amount of energy that I have remaining. If you chose to say, God or the entity or whoever is controlling me has given me just 6 months remaining, They've promised me the next 6 months, but that's it. Exactly 6 months, and then you're done. How differently would you live your life if you knew that you only had 6 months to live? You would begin to assess the things that matter to you. It begins with an assessment. You would know, and if I only have 6 months to live, do I actually need this job? And if the answer to those questions are no, you begin to cut those things out. As you begin to cut those things out and they begin to drop off, the pounds on your body that you no longer want, you let them go. And as you let them go, the you that you desire begins to form. And why it is that you were put here. What is your purpose in the next 6 months? When it comes to taking risks, I have a dream. That dream is to expand Waffles and Whatnot, to offer this to people who are willing to take a chance on themselves. Every dime that I have to be given towards this dream, so that my dream doesn't stand at my bedside when I'm laying on my deathbed, looking at me saying, oh man, if you had just done this. Implementing urgency into your life by defining when you're gonna die or how much longer you have completely changes the way that you live your life. I wrote my obituary on November 4th of 2015. When I wrote that obituary, I meant every word that I put in that obituary. And I've strived every day to live that obituary. It's not easy. This journey that I'm on is the most difficult journey I've ever been on. When you're talking about listening to your dream, it is the most difficult thing you will ever do in your life because it forces you to constantly ask, is this serving me or is this hurting me? Which means all of the little things that I get joy from, I have to ask, is this serving me or is this hurting me? If I know that it's hurting me and I choose to keep doing it, I'm making a conscious decision to hurt myself. And if you make a conscious decision to hurt yourself, how can you say you love yourself? Someone else can write your legacy. Someone else can write the song about your life, or you can choose to write your own song. I know with Waffles and Whatnot, I came in here and because I paid attention to my dream, Alaska's highest rated restaurant is sitting right here and I'm sitting in it. It originated in my mind because I've taken the time to write down how I did it, piece by piece, nail for nail, screw for screw. And they can take that, add their flair to it, and open their dream wherever on the planet. They can take their thing that they do, mix it with my thing, and make it better and keep that thing growing. That's legacy. Anything that I could give fits within one of those categories. Have a dream, take informed action towards achieving that dream, and don't freaking quit. Through the divorces, through the foreclosures, through the bankruptcy, through losing the parents, through pissing off the kids, through losing friends, through your dog not even wanting to look at you anymore and bark for you. Whatever it is, don't freaking quit.
Forgotten. He's not just building business, he's building belonging.